Hey guys, what's going on? Rhett here, and wow, we're finally here. The entire reason that we invest in Section 8 is upon us. And of course, you can't avoid it. You go on social media, you go on TV, wherever you look, there seems to be problems, economic chaos, stock market tanking, questions about tariffs, questions about global uncertainty. Everywhere you look, it's madness. And this is why we invest in Section 8, in something that is too big to fail, where you can't just eliminate Section 8 and put millions of people on the street. And you want to talk about chaos, that's what that would create. I know people are hearing a lot of fake news about HUD being cut and Section 8 being cut. Will never happen. So there's that. On top of that, you have markets across the entire world collapsing. You have economies going down the toilet. You have so many questions. But that's why you invest in Section 8. That's why you do it. I'm hearing rumblings from other people in the industry about people selling their units. Why? This is the whole reason you've done it. Well, we want to get liquid. We want to clear liquidity. Why? To do what with it? This is what you do with it. When you think back to why people get into Section 8, this is why. And a lot of people that have gotten into Section 8 after 2020 don't understand. The markets, everything has gone up for 5 years. We haven't seen any kind of correction. So at the first sign of trouble, people sell. And that's why people like me and other like-minded investors make the most amount of money right now. This is the best time to buy. You will get more value over the next couple of months than you have gotten maybe ever in your lives as investors. Everybody who's a real estate investor says, oh man, if I could go back to 2008 with the money that I had now and I knew what was going to happen, guess what? This is your 2008. And you got to do it. It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable to buy. And one quote that I have lived by in my investment life, and anybody that knows me knows that this is what I say and this is what I do. But Baron Rothschild has a famous quote, and the quote is, buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own. So that's what I've always lived by. When things plummet, you buy. It's why you're diversified. If you got money in the market, don't look at it. Everybody's looking at it. Everyone's selling off. If nobody sold their brokerage accounts and their equities and their stocks and everything like that, nobody sold, it wouldn't matter. People wouldn't lose money. But people panic, and that is human nature. And what sets really good investors apart from not good investors or from emotional investors is panic. You can't panic. You have to do what other people are not doing, which is buy. This is the best time to buy real estate. Interest rates are high. If things continue to go downhill like this, then the rates will come down. When the rates come down, the prices will go up. You have so much uncertainty. What is everybody saying? Oh, well, I want to wait. I want to just see what's going on. I want more liquidity. I want to see what plays out. That's what everybody's doing. What are people not doing? They're not buying. So what ends up happening? You have houses that sit on market. You have houses that are really good options to buy. They're great deals. What does the forecast look like for Section 8 over the next couple of years? Well, number one, the government's not going to cut it. They can't. It's too big. Millions of people. Imagine taking millions of people and just putting them out on the street. You can't do it. The homeless crisis in America right now would be multiplied by 50 times. There's not enough room for homeless people in shelters and short-term homeless living and missions. There's no room. Where are you going to put these people? We would have a literal civil war if you took over 10 million people and just put them on the street. Section 8, way too big to fail. The government has billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars literally in a bank account for if there's a government shutdown, for if we have something crazy happen with our budget, just to make sure that Section 8 landlords get paid. And when you do mass layoffs in the government, this is one thing that people aren't talking about and how it will directly affect Section 8, but you have this massive trickle-down effect. So you take government workers and you fire 50,000 of them overnight. Now you have 50,000 people who have a strong background and work history that now have to be put into the workforce. Well, these people they don't have entry-level jobs. Some of them have maybe higher-end jobs when you're looking at a resume, but most of them have kind of this median income job set. And when you dump them into the workforce, all it does is it puts stress on jobs and continues to push people out of the workforce. It pushes people out. And when people get pushed out, they can't afford to live because inflation is still extremely high. And after all this craziness is over, inflation will be lower. But we have some time to go before that happens. So more people will be out of work over these next couple of months. It's going to get worse in terms of our economy, but it will create the best time to buy since 2008. And you can't sit on the sidelines. That's what everybody wants to do. It's uncomfortable, but you have to fight through it. This is what we do this for. This is why we invest. I've talked to some very savvy investors that I've worked with for a long time, people who I'll do big development deals with, and people who I greatly respect when it comes to investing. And they're thrilled. As terrible as that sounds, as an investor, you have to separate the emotional piece to this, right? You have two sides where you have the empathy and you have the emotional aspect of being a human where, oh my goodness, it's terrible, it's so sad. You have people whose 401ks have lost, 40% or 30% over the last 2 weeks. You have people who have their life savings getting destroyed and getting crushed. If I had to take a guess, it's going to get worse before it gets better. But then you have the opportunistic side that makes us really good at investing, which puts you here watching this video right now because you are smart. You're an investor. You want to take advantage of economic downturns. And how do you do that? You buy right now. You buy real estate because people want to sell it because they're panicking. They're like, oh, I need liquidity. I need liquidity. You need liquidity for what? If you're not going to put liquidity back into something, what do you want liquidity for? To sit in your bank account to make you feel good? I mean, it's not helping you. This is the best time to buy. A bunch of my clients have reached out to me over the last week and said, Rhett, we've been waiting for this moment for 10 years, for 15 years, for 20 years. We lived through 2008, and we've been waiting for something like this to happen. You save money to get to a point like this. You invest in Section 8 because when this kind of time comes upon you, you're sitting back with your feet up saying, oh, it doesn't matter. I need to find more money to buy more homes, to buy more rentals. Something else we haven't seen before is you have this generation that is very popular on Instagram, TikTok, that likes to flash all of their stuff, right? And they have cars, they have rental properties, they have right, all this stuff. And since a lot of these people were born who are aged between 20 and 25, the markets have only gone up, right? So you have people with money who have never gone through something like this, whether it be crypto investors, which crypto's funny because everybody talks about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin as being, this autonomous thing, but it's directly correlated to the U.S. Stock market, which is just comical. When the market takes a plunge, so does Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin takes a plunge, so does everything else in that entire market. But people say it's different, which it isn't. It's the same thing. But what ends up happening is you have all these people, you've got billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars being invested by people who have never lived through a downturn before. So what ends up happening is when things start to go into correction mode, which they're entering right now, these people panic. And in this instance, they're kids. So they sell, and it just creates an enzyme and expedites this entire downturn. Because they panic. They don't know what to do. They see, red for the first time consistently over days since they've been invested, since they've been alive, because they don't know how to handle it. And for especially for my clients, we're buying like crazy. And if you're not buying, you need to start buying. This is where we pick up the best deals. And I've said this for a long time. Go back and fact check me in terms of my videos. When rates were at their highest, all I was telling people to do was buy. They got unbelievable deals when the interest rates were between 8 and 8.4%. And I could bring clients on here all day long who bought property with those rates above 8%. And since the rates have come down a full point since then, they've made a lot of money on their investments, and they still cash flowed at 8%. Right now, you're going to get a better interest rate. You're still going to get a way better rate, especially if things keep going like this. What's going to happen? The government's going to have to promote spending. What are they going to do? The first thing they're going to do, they're going to drop rates. It's why during COVID, the rates came down to under 3% because the government needed to have people buy. They needed to create commerce and buying. So that's what the government does. Historically, every time there is a massive recession, the rates are going to plummet. Now, you don't want to be just getting into the game when the rates come down. You want to be in full-scale build mode, because look at what happened in 2020. When those rates came down, everybody bought everything. And then what did it do in 2021, 2022, 2023? It blew up the prices of everything. It inflated everything. People were making 100% return on their investments over a year and a half or 2-year period in real estate, which is outrageous. It's never happened before. So buying right now, as painful as it is or as scary as it is, it's what you have to do. You've got to do what other people are not doing. Otherwise, you're just another sheep in the group. You're just doing what everyone's doing, and that's why people do not grow portfolios, because they panic when this kind of environment comes. You have to welcome this. You have to welcome the craziness. You have to welcome this kind of environment. This is why we do this, and especially with Section 8. This is why you have your portfolio, to bring it through times like these. And if you're selling, I think you're crazy because you've built a portfolio to go through a time like this. You've never gone through a time like this. This is where you see the fruits of your labor. So if you're not buying right now, you need to start buying. If your mindset is, I need to build liquidity and grow liquidity, what are you growing it for? You're growing it to build for the future. This is our 2008. It starts now. Get ready, start buying, build those portfolios. If you want to do it with me, send me an email in the description below. We'll get started. We are on a buying frenzy. Do it with my people, my teams, my management, my construction, lenders, insurance companies, realtors, everybody. Let's do it together, hand in hand. Let's grow this thing. So 10 years from now, you can say, I made all my money and I did everything I needed to do starting in 2025. Do not sit on the sidelines. Let's get this thing going. See you next time.